the Cowboys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that's silver and blue and did it again. Them Cowboys, click like Cowboys, make you say wow boys. Some of the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Cowboys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the goddamn, they did it again. How about them Cowboys? Click like Cowboys, make you say wow boys. Some of the QBs, DTs, LBs, and the Cowboys. You tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that win. Tuning in to the team that's silver and blue and did it again.
What's good, everybody? What is good? What is good? What is good? I'm going to tell y'all right now, I'm not going to be super long today. I always say that. I end up being like an hour and 15 minutes. But I got bad tonsils. Excuse me. I got bad tonsils, and I don't know if you ever had bad tonsils in your life, but when you get bad tonsils and you're older and you get strep throat-like symptoms, it ain't good. So my throat is not feeling good, so I'm just going to kind of eke it out, get it out, and then hit these halls and whatever I need to do to get this throat right, because I can't be having that right now. But let's talk about it today right quick. Let me give a shout-out to everybody's in here right now. Harold Martin, what's up, dog? Haven't talked to you in forever. Q Childs, Boothang, what's good with you? Anthony Lavelle, Daniel Baldonado, Steve Arthur, what's good with you, baby? Q Childs, Trey Craig, Stephen Arthur, love you guys. I'm glad y'all in the feed. Appreciate y'all. And I know everybody already knows the news. If you any kind of Cowboys fan, you've been seeing what's going on. The latest news is Jerry Jones. Jason Garrett met with Jerry the Joneses, and he left, and the Joneses ain't doing nothing today. They canceled their 105 The Fan interview tomorrow, so we'll see. Talk about a few things before we get into the Garrett situation. I'm sure you heard as well, Chris Richard is interviewing for the Giants head coaching job. I don't know how I don't know if he gets it. Me personally, I'm not trying to disrespect Richard or anything, but I do think it is part of the Rooney Rule. I don't know if he's really going to get hired. I do think it's that Rooney Rule thing, in my opinion. And I don't know if he really gets hired for the Giants job. I don't think that's the guy they really want. But for GP, they're going to interview him because, the Rooney Rule. I've seen some people say on Twitter that's disrespectful to Richard to say something like that. I'm black, so I don't think it's disrespectful. I think it's reality. Some actual clubs probably don't want to hire you, and it's not because you're black or whatever. It's just they already got their guy. But the Rooney Rule is in place, so there is going to be a minority going to be interviewed at every job. That's just what's going to happen. So I just think that's a little bit part of it, just my opinion on that. But we'll see if it happens, because we know Chris Richard's contract, his contract's up. Ben Bloom, Rob Marinelli, Leon Lett, and, of course, Jason Garrett. Those names I just mentioned, Ben Bloom, Rob Marinelli, Leon Lett, Chris Richard, would you want any of those guys to come back? What up, Danny Woods? What's up, Ron Smith? How you doing? I'm going to ask y'all that right now. Would y'all want any of those guys back? Chris Richard, Ben Bloom, Rob Marinelli, or Leon Lett? Then we're going to jump right into Then we're just going to jump right into it. Basically, the topic and the title is Jerry Jones. So what's next? And I think I seen somebody in here in the very beginning saying, why are you waiting? I think that's my problem already. See, and that's where I be feeling like, you know what? Is this really going to be change? because right now, and I'm not saying the Cowboys have to follow every other organization, but what I am saying is this. You've been disappointed all year. We've seen Jason Garrett 4 8-8 seasons, 1 losing season, 3 division titles, but no championship games, 2 playoff wins in 10 years. 1 year on, 1 year off, 1 year on, 1 year off. We know this is your guy that you loved from the very beginning. He's like family, he's like your son. We all know this. But my problem is this. You got these other teams that know they're getting rid of their coach, okay? And they're firing him. There's no need for us to keep you here in the building any longer because we are moving on from you. And we are going to get our guy. We need to take the next step. We need to get our guy in here for drafts, free agency, staff, everything. We got to get the ball rolling. And here come the Cowboys, and you didn't make the playoffs. You have the inconsistency. Jerry, what the hell are you waiting for? This is the stuff that gets me no confidence that things are going to change even with a new guy. Because what are you waiting for? You already know that the whole world in Dallas world is going to uproar if you bring Jason Garrett back. So that's you can't do that. Like, I think people will actually try to boycott. I think people will go in them pockets. I think people will not. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was a paying person, and I've been to games, them tickets ain't cheap. Them tickets at the lowest you paying like. If you're in that standing room, it's not expensive. But if you're getting seats, that's like $200-$300, dog. At the minimum, you paying a $200 to $300 ticket just to watch Jason Garrett come back and coach the team again. Ain't nobody feeling that, Jerry. So, what is the point of you holding him and keeping him? I seen yesterday where Jason Garrett was on the field with his family, and I was watching Twitter, looking at Twitter, and people were saying, "Oh, you know what? I don't wish that on nobody." Man, please. This is life, okay? Well, you're supposed to feel sorry for somebody that's getting fired? People get fired at jobs all the time, okay? I'm not sitting there going to be crying the blues. I get it with the family. I understand that. But now all of a sudden we got all this sympathy for Jason Garrett? Man, look, dog, it's time to go. It's time to move on. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that the Joneses are still playing around and still keeping him around, you met with him, but you're not making a decision today. Why not? Why are you not making the decision today? What is the point? And I hear some people saying, in the media that he could bring him back. Don't do that, Jerry. You'll have a World War III on your hands if you bring Jason Garrett back. There'll be no reason for you to bring him back, man. Stop living off that crap, Jerry. Stop living off of it. It's over. Like, it's over with him. Nobody's going to believe Jason Garrett is going to do it. You had 10 years, Jason Garrett, to show us that you were going to do something different. You had 10 years. 10 years, that's a good time. That's a good amount of time. You're like one of the longest tenure coaches in the NFL. So you definitely had plenty of time to show us what you could do. We know what you are. Just like Denny Green said we are. They are who we thought they were. You are what we thought you were. An average coach. It's crazy. You get what I'm saying? Because you sit there and think, there ain't nothing. The Dallas Cowboys, are we really thinking, Jerry, now just stop it. You really thinking that you holding on to Jason Garrett, that we're going to fall off because Jason Garrett ain't there? Like, stop that. The team ain't falling off because Jason Garrett ain't there, all right? And I don't understand the point of you. So what? He still has a contract until January 14th. So what? You got other people out there. I gave a list of candidates from, Calvin Watkins. You got McCarthy. I think Rivera might be headed to Washington. They got the cat Matt Rule from Baylor, Urban Meyer. So many names are just popping in my head. Greg Roman, who's been a hot candidate. Eric Bieniemy, he's meeting with who's Eric Bieniemy meeting with? Is he meeting with the Browns? And a lot of teams, a lot of these other teams, the Browns, the Giants, all these other teams are out there. Lincoln Riley, another name. All these other teams already saying, you know what? You're fired. Bye. See you later. Let's move on. Let's go do this. Jerry Jones in here sitting there letting him be able to speak to everybody in the staff. He allowed to talk to all the players. He going to have the meeting. You're going to do all this long, drawn-out crap for what? Like, what is the purpose of you drawing this out unless you're going to keep him? There'll be no other reason why you didn't make the announcement today. So what? Because his contract expires at a certain period of time. You're the owner. You can do what you want to do. You get what I'm saying? And that type of stuff to me is where I get leery of things changing in the future. When you're still doing little things like this already, you just won't get rid of them. You just won't let them go. You just won't say, thank you, I appreciate you. Maybe you move him in the front office. You probably will. I don't even think you're going to sever those complete ties with Jason Garrett because he's like your son. So you might move him in the front office. You might do something like that. But daggone it, go ahead and do it and start this search. You got to understand how many free agents Dallas y'all got? Got like 24, 25 free agents, big name free agents that you must decide. You must decide on Dak Prescott. You must decide on Amari Cooper. You must figure out what you're going to do with these free agents, who you're going to sign. If you are bringing in another coach, he needs to get his staff. We'll talk about that. You need to get all this stuff together and the draft. So you got a hellacious a lot of stuff that needs to be getting done, and you need to get on the ball now. So why are you waiting? One day is like a million years sometimes. So why would you wait another day? Oh, we're canceling everything. Yeah, we met with Jason Garrett, but we're not going to make any decisions today. Why not? I mean, do y'all feeling me right here? What up, Aaron Lewis? I mean, are y'all feeling me? It's like this is you're really just not understanding what's going on right here, Jerry. You got a lot of these fans, a lot of people in the media are pissed. Now, let me give Jerry some props. I don't want to sound like I'm just dogging him. I mean, Jerry's done a lot for the Cowboys, okay? You came in, you got 3 championships. You have changed the NFL as a whole. And I know a lot of players love you. You showed a lot of love to past players, everything. And I really believe you do love your players. I mean, you've seen it with Garrett, with your coaches. But if you're trying to make this happen, Jerry, you 70-something years old. It's not like, you're going to be 120. So this could be the last go-round. Who knows as far as you on your coaching carousel. So wouldn't you be trying to get that already started? Wouldn't you already try to be getting that stuff in place? But no, Dallas don't do the normal things. Dallas always want to be dramatic. Dallas always want to be media. That's the stuff I talk about. These other teams are like, you're fired. We're looking for other candidates. We're doing this. We're doing that. Jerry and them, oh, well, we're going to bring Jason in, and we're going to talk to him, and we're going to wait all day, and we're going to make y'all believe we're going to do something, and we're not. That's what I'm talking about. That's why I am leery of the future. Because of things that, like that, to me, mess up things later on down the line. When you're still doing stuff in the media. You're playing people in the media. You get what I'm saying? Like, dude just got knocked out the playoffs. What the hell would you even try to talk to him about for? What are you talking to him about? And if you did say it's over, why are you not announcing that night? What, because y'all can go, because y'all can cry it tonight or something? What are you not announcing this for so you can get on the ball and get in gear and make this happen? That's why Dallas is ass backwards sometimes. That's why there's that inconsistency. And remember when I said it starts from the top? Stuff like this is why that happens, and it permeates down through the organization, and that's why Dallas will get talent. Dallas will always be able to get talent because they're the Dallas Cowboys, and Jerry can get talent, but it's that coaching and that other part of it that keeps Dallas down. I don't care what you say, because Dallas doesn't have the talent. Dallas doesn't have players, but guess what? They always are falling short. Hey, ho, appreciate you, Willie Stover, for the $1 holler. Thank you very much, sir, for growing the nation. Continue to let us grow. Thank you for being a proud sponsor tonight. And if you'd like to donate, you can www.silverandbluenation, patreon.com, or you can super chat right now and donate so we can continue to grow this and make this better. So I appreciate you, Willie, and how you been doing, Stovall? How you been doing? I haven't been able to talk to you in a while. Good to see you. No, I don't want Marvin Lewis. What? Are you kidding me? Hell no, I don't want no damn Marvin Lewis. No, no, no. I'm going to tell you one thing about this coaching thing, that if this doesn't change, it don't matter. This is my thing. When we're talking about coaches, everybody is talking about Lincoln Riley with the offense and innovation and this and that. Dallas had a top offense all year. So it really doesn't have to be the X's and O's. Yes, I love all that and the innovation and whatever. But for real, the next coach of the Dallas Cowboys has to be – all right, just listen. Two people that I really loved in the organization, I've seen Cowboys since the 1970s. I've seen Tom Landry. I've seen all the coaches. Not all of them before Tom Landry, but I've seen Landry and all, okay? Landry was no frills. That's why I love Tom Landry. He was no frills. Never said too much, but you knew he was a disciplinarian. You knew he was. And I love Jimmy Johnson, of course. And I love Bill Parcells. And you know one of the reasons why I like those coaches? The reason why I like those coaches, especially Parcells and Jimmy Johnson, I would always watch their interviews. Okay? At the end of games, Jimmy Johnson, and at the interviews with Bill Parcells, I just felt like Jimmy Johnson didn't give a hell. You get what I'm saying? When he was in his interviews, he didn't give a hell. He didn't give a hell what Jerry was saying. He was like, we're going to do this my way. You feel me? We're going to get this done this way. I used to love his interviews because he was so cocky with it. He was brash with it. I loved it. And he didn't play around. That's what I was wanting when we got Bill Parcells. And I think we could have got more out of Parcells if he wasn't older. We got the old Parcells, the one that was on his way out Parcells. We didn't get that medium range Parcells. I wish we could have got him. But still, Parcells commanded the respect. And he basically was like, Jerry, let me do this and get the hell out of my way. Right? So that's what I loved. I felt comfortable as a Cowboys fan. I sat back and was like, you know what? We're going to be all right. Because I know he ain't fearing Jerry Jones. And that's when I felt better. Because these other coaches, I don't know if they fear him, but it's almost like they give him this reverence. Oh, that's Jerry Jones. Let me not say nothing wrong. That's not the type of coach I want coaching Dallas. We need a headstrong individual, one that's going to look at Jerry, give him his respect as Jerry Jones, but basically said, I need to do this my way. And you need to be able to come at Jerry like that. I need to be able to do this my way. First, like even if you get a new coach, he's got to be able to say, all right, you got these guys out here. Let me see if I want to Kellen Moore. Don't anoint Kellen Moore to me. Don't anoint Chris Richard. Don't anoint any of these coaches to me. Let me look at these coaches and say, you know what? I like Kellen Moore. I'm going to keep him, okay? Don't you make the decision for the coach, because if you do that, it's already going to be wrong. It's already going to be bad. I'm telling you, it's already going to be the same thing over again. We have to have a coach like Parcells or Johnson because they didn't fear Jerry Jones. They didn't. And these other coaches that Jerry's had, it just seems like, I'm not going to say they were all puppets, but it just seemed like they were like toting the company line. Like a Mickey Spagnola, toting the company line. No matter what, we toting the company line. And I feel like the Cowboys don't need that type of coach. Yes, you want to rep the Cowboys. Yes, you want to rep the organization. But, man, and yes, you want to give respect to your owner. But, man, I ain't going to be sitting there scared of you. I want to be able to make these calls and do what I need to do. And if Jerry don't give this new coach that free reign, it's going to be the same old damn thing again. I'm telling y'all. Y'all may not believe me. Y'all say, oh, what the hell? Everybody got excited because Jason Garrett is gone. But, as I said before, Jason Garrett was there 9-10 years, but how long has it been since Dallas has seen something? 24 years and running? So it ain't just been Jason Garrett, has it? It hasn't just been Jason Garrett. That's 14 more years of what Jerry has done with the Medellin and doing like he's doing today. With just those little type of things to me are the reason why the Cowboys just are average. They are good, but, man, they're just average. And I just feel like that starts from the top. And I ain't killing Jerry, but those little things, those meddlesome little things, to me, messes up what you're trying to do as a whole with the team. It just does. And and like I said, if you're a player and you seeing him doing that to the coach, okay, I know you're the GM. We get all that. But when players see that, man, they just don't have that fearful. They don't have that fear. They just don't, because they know the owner's running this. Now, I don't really got to fear you, coach. I like you. I like you a lot. I ain't got to fear you. I've had bosses I worked for I liked a lot, but I ain't really fear them. I did just enough. You get what I'm saying? I did just enough for you to be quiet or leave me alone, because I knew you were cool. And just like me and Law Nation talked about, we knew if you get over on that one supervisor, yeah, you're going to be cool with him. Yeah, you're going to work, but you're going to cut corners. You're going to do you ain't going to do all the little tiny things because y'all cool. Because y'all cool and y'all friends. So you try to slide, I ain't going to do this because we boys. We cool. So you try to high side and you slide on those little things, those little tiny things that you got to look at during the week. You'll probably slip past them because we ain't scared. Why wouldn't you want your coach to leave if there's not that fear, and he's a nice guy? Yeah, I like him too. But get that coach that comes in here who's uncomfortable. Okay? Get that coach in that comes in here like, yeah, we're gonna change up this. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all start being here 10 minutes early. What? Yeah, 10 minutes early, and if you don't get here, I'm fining all y'all. You get what I'm saying? That's the type of dude I feel like we need. That's the type of the Cowboys culture needs. I'm sorry. We can't just have no regular dude. These other football teams, the Cardinals or the Buffalo Bills, yeah, y'all probably can have it, but the Cowboys cannot. They have to have a headstrong, take no frills coach. Because if they don't have that type of dude and that type of atmosphere with the Dallas Cowboys and the Jerry Jones, it's going to be a nasty circle again. And what's going to be worse about it, Dallas is going to have talent, and they're going to be looking like they're going to be good every year, and they're going to fall flat on their face. They're going to get to that apex and going to fall. And that's the worst. That's the worst. It's like getting there this year, seeing it this year, having all that damn talent and playing and then losing. That's worse than knowing you got a terrible team. Because you already know the outcome when your team sucks. It's worse when you know your damn team is good and you keep falling short. It's crazy, man. See what y'all talking about. So, let's see right quick. It's just, to me, it's just those things right there. If you don't do this, and people are saying, hey, we just all need a clean house. I mean, like I said, leave that up to this next coach you appoint. Let him make that decision. Now, there's some guys that I would love to come back. John Kitna is one of them. I know I told y'all from the rip that I love Kitna and what he's done for Dak Prescott, and I just think Kitna is a good coach. And, but let that new guy come in and say, you know what, I like Kitna. I want to bring him back. Don't sit there and say, I like Kitna. He's going to be your quarterback coach. Or, you know what? I love Kellen Moore. He did great. He's your offensive coordinator. If you start appointing people, Jerry, because he says, I'm the man, I don't need no middleman, I'm going to appoint. If you bring a coach in, you say, I'm appointing these coaches to you, it's over from the very beginning. It's over from the very beginning because that coach already ain't got no control. And if that happens from the very rip, it's just going to be the same damn thing. It just really is. And it's just going to be even more frustration. So please, Jerry, take your time. Figure this out because Cowboys fans deserve better. Okay? Now, there's other organizations I see with the San Francisco 49ers. They've been almost around the same time that the Cowboys been seeing, when they were going through their championship, they were missing everything. But guess what? The San Francisco 49ers bounced back and went to something with John Harbaugh. You feel me? While we're still at where we at. And now look at them. They back banging again. And Dallas is still the same thing. That's frustrating. That's frustrating. And like I said, I don't know what guy that I'm looking at right now is going to come in and make and come in there and change that culture. Because I don't need a guy to come in because he's a great offensive mind. I don't need a great offensive mind or a great defensive mind coming to the fold. They can have that mind, but they got to be able to make these guys work. They got to make these guys be able to be accountable. I'm not saying Jason Garrett didn't hold these guys accountable, but it just feels like they knew they could take it as far as they could with Garrett. They could toe the line, I felt, with Garrett. Okay? I feel like they could tote the line with him. And as long as you know you can tote the line, you're going to push the envelope until you get in trouble. You get what I'm saying? I mean, look at since under his tenure, and I know other teams have issues, not like the Cowboys the only ones, but multiple drug suspensions from multiple players under his regime. Just those type of little things. And when he may not want a player, Jerry says, I'm going to get this player. We seen it happen with Bill Parcells, and that's why he left. Bill Parcells said, let me be able to do this. Let me be able to run this my way. Jerry looked like he was going to learn a little bit, backed up a little bit, but then what'd he do? He went out and got T.O. Parcells didn't want T.O. Jerry went and got him anyway. Next year, Parcells gone. That's the stuff I'm talking about. You know, if Jerry wants something, he going to get it whether the coach likes it or not. And I feel like that undermines the coach. And I feel like players look at that. And if players look at that, then I feel like then it becomes easier for them. They become a little more lax in what they do. And when we see the reason why they lost these games this season, it wasn't because a lot of these teams were more talented. Just like when I was listening to Jesse Holley, it wasn't Sunday they were just giving up. It was during the week. And I feel like it was the little things of the preparation. I'm not saying it was a country club environment, but I don't really think it was scary like those guys try to portray it was. I don't feel like they were scary like that. I went to the training camp practices. They didn't look crazy tough. Those training camp practices didn't look crazy. You get what I'm saying? And I just feel like players see and watch those things, and they ain't stupid. They know. And they know what they can get away with, and they know what they can't. And if they know they can get away with something over a coach or anything else, a lot of players going to try to do it. That's why you got to put that foot on their neck. I mean, I'm going to keep it real. At any kind of job that you're at, you might go in there and you might have a boss who might be on it like, you got to be here on time. You got to be this. You got to be that. And he might get on your nerves, but if he's getting the best production out of him, he or she, if they're getting the best production out of you, bringing out of your best, okay? And they ain't like disrespectful. They may not be, hey, we super buddy, but they are getting the best out of you. I respect that boss. I might not like him the best. We may not be best buddies, but is he getting the best out of me? Am I performing? And guess what? I've also had bosses where, you know what? If you didn't perform, you sat in that office and they gave you a few warnings, and then guess what after that? You was gone. And when you know there's that type of threat and you're working at a job and you know there's that type of threat that if you slip around, you're going to be gone, or I'm going to write you up, or I'm going to can you, yes, you do act different. Yes, you do stay on your toes at your job. Yes, you make sure you come on time because you know if you late, you getting in trouble. You get what I'm saying? And it ain't no different in the NFL because that's a job too. And if they know they can get over on a coach, they're going to do it. Let me see what y'all talking about because my throat's starting to hurt. Anyway, how it's good to see everybody in here. Let me give a few more shout outs. Marcus Calloway, Ori Goodride, Denise Snyder, I'm sorry. Thurston Howe the third, how you doing? Stevie Mac 23 was good with you. Texas T 346 was good. Edward Swinney, how you doing? Muggs Maxwell was good with you, big dog. Mike T, how you doing, big dog? Keith Parrish, Cowboys fan 421, how you doing? It's good to see all you guys tonight, man. Good to see all you guys. You know what? Who I kind of do like? I don't know about y'all. I don't know how y'all feel, but for some reason, I like Mike McCarty. I think he's the type of dude that he don't play around. That's my feeling. I might be wrong, but we saw over in Green Bay, he didn't have a bad tenure. We saw we saw about after he left with him and Aaron Rodgers. But I like Mike McCarthy. I do. I wouldn't be mad at him being a coach with the Cowboys. I can't lie. I wouldn't be mad if he was a coach. I feel like he is a disciplinarian. I don't feel like he lets guys slide. And when I was seeing him in his interviews, Mike McCarthy, he was kind of cocky with it, and he looks like he don't play around with that discipline. I wouldn't mind if the Cowboys went and got him. I wouldn't mind him. That's just my opinion on that. There's some other guys, like I said, in the fold that I need to look at, but just from the names out there right now, I like Mike McCarthy. What y'all tell me? Well, y'all tell me, what do y'all think about Mike McCarthy? I mean, since I've seen Mike McCarthy, I just feel like he's a no frills guy. And I feel like he's the type of guy to be up in that meeting room and telling them guys that we ain't doing this today. You're gonna get fined, or I'm gonna cut you. I feel like he's that type of dude. I could be wrong, but just my feeling and watching the Packers and seeing him in his interviews, and I watch behind the scenes, I think he's that dude. And that's what, to me, the Cowboys need. The Cowboys need a no frills coach, and a coach that is not scared of Jerry Jones. If we get a guy that is not like that, I fear it's gonna be the same thing all over again, and we're just going to go through the same frustrations in media and Cowboys fans alike. Let me ask y'all, how do y'all feel about Mike McCarthy? Yeah, I do like Dan Campbell as well. I don't know about him as the head coach. I don't know. He's got some fire. Dan Campbell's got some fire too, and he's been pretty good over there with the Saints. And I mentioned him last week. I like Dan Campbell too, but my top choice right now, just for me, if they went and got Mike McCarthy, I wouldn't mind that. I mean, these college coaches, the only one I will look at the college coach, just in my opinion, would be the Urban Meyer. And the reason why I just say Urban Meyer is because I've seen Urban Meyer. I'm out here in Ohio. I've seen him. The only thing I don't like about Urban Meyer, because we know how he's quick to jet. He's quick to run and jump ship. And if things got bad, if he had health, he'd be, oh, my health is bad, or I'm got bad liver and I gotta quit if it got bad in Dallas. I think he would do that. So that's the only reason why I'm like, steer away from Urban Meyer. But as far as the mentality of Urban Meyer, I think I like his mentality, because he's the type I need full control. I need full control of this, so let me do it. But on the other hand, he got to get some good offensive coordinators, because his quarterbacks don't be throwing that ball like that. So that's the only thing. But as far as the leadership aspect, I do like Urban Meyer that was on the coaching aspect. Lincoln Riley, he seemed cool, but I don't know if he's going to command that respect to me. I don't know that. I think we need a pro coach. Just my opinion. I think we need a pro coach who's been there, who's been through the fire, who's been successful, who's won. Mike McCarthy keeps coming back to me, and I think somebody's going to scoop him up before we will. Jim Harbaugh, I don't. Yeah, I did like Harbaugh. Maybe I'm just looking at the Michigan thing, but he was damn good, a successful coach in the NFL. Um, I don't know. Mike McCarthy keeps coming back to me, y'all. I guess I'm telling y'all who I like out of everybody. Yeah, Greg Roman, but I don't know if Greg Roman's gonna control that locker room. Maybe because I ain't seen it, but I seen Mike McCarthy. I ain't seen Greg Roman. Now he gone everywhere and been bangs. But we need not just a guy who has a great offensive mind. Dallas needs that headstrong coach, not just the offensive mind. We need a headstrong coach. And even if I'm looking at, I've seen people mention Ron Rivera, I'm not so hyped on Ron Rivera. I think McCarthy's better than Ron Rivera. Just my opinion. Ron Rivera is not a bad coach, I don't think, but he's average. I think he's more of a great coordinator. Now he got to the Panthers to the Super Bowl. He kept them competitive, and he's fiery. You get what I'm saying? He is fiery. He don't play that, but that's a no from me for head coach. Just a no from me. Oh, and yes, let's talk about that right quick before I get off of here. Now we talked about, I know y'all heard about the Jason Witten. I'm glad somebody mentioned this. Who brought up that Jason Witten? Marcus Galloway. Yeah, that kind of stuff right there. I saw it on ESPN, and Jason Witten hasn't really came with what he's going to do. You need to retire. Number one, you need to retire. You need to retire, dog. I don't care. Don't come back. Like, don't. There's no reason. And if Dallas lets him, that's the stuff I'm talking about. And now Jerry Jones had already talked about how much he loved Jason Witten and Sean Lee, and he could definitely see them being coaches, which they probably can. I definitely see they could be coaches down the line. That's the key, Jerry. Down the line. Okay? You don't anoint a Jason Witten. You don't anoint a Sean Lee just like that. They're talking about pushing him to a head coach, which I think is very far-fetched. But if you were to do something like that, that would be crazy to me. These dudes, just because they were great players on the field, and I've said this time and time again, doesn't mean you're going to be a great coach. And just because you yelled on the sidelines don't mean you've been a great coach. And you have no damn experience. Experience carries a lot of weight. You just don't all of a sudden just retire, and all of a sudden you just jump up there and be a coach. Jason Garrett retired and was only a coach 1 year, and he wasn't nothing but a quarterback coach. And I'm telling you, that was the problem. That started the whole problem. You retire, you was a quarterback coach for 1 year, and the next year, Jerry Jones is scooping you up, making you an offensive coordinator. Then the year after that, after you're the offensive coordinator, you're the assistant head coach. And then after Wade Phillips gets dismissed, you come in with mediocre records, and Jerry accepts it. That was the whole problem from the very beginning. And Jerry can't do that this time. You can't, you better not, please, because you're going to have a lot of people mad. So I don't know what's going to happen with this search. I just feel like this. I hope this doesn't be long and drawn out, because this is just going to be a long, long offseason if you don't get this guy and get him in there so you can make these moves. The longer you delay, though, you're going to run out from the candidates that you want, and you're going to end up just settling for someone that is not really the guy, and then it's going to go back to the same thing again. So, man, cut the cord already. Cut the cord. What's up, my Cowboys family? How you doing, Big Daddy? Big dog. Sorry. How's you and wifey? How y'all doing today? Love seeing y'all. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all so much. We're going to have to do a show again, Big dog. Yeah, and I think the biggest issue that I have with all this, and once again, let me just give this shout out. Let me give y'all this. Let me tell y'all this as well before I talk about one more topic. I talked to Quincy Carter today. Remember, I told you I was getting that interview popping, and I'm like, damn, we didn't get it popping. But I did talk to Quincy today. I hit him up early this morning, but he said he was going through things. He said he was hella busy, but he hit me back in my inbox. He gave me his phone number, which I like that. When they give you your phone number, you pretty much don't get the interview. When you get that phone number, you're pretty much getting the interview, and I like that. So he gave me the phone number, told me to hit him up later tonight. So I'm gonna call him, because we're gonna chop it up on the phone and get everything squared away so I can get this interview popping. I really want that interview with Quincy. I don't know why I'm pushing it. It wasn't like it's something about Quincy. It's like a story I just want to hear. But we're gonna chop it up. Actually, after I do the show, I'm gonna hit him up and we're gonna talk. And I'm gonna get that interview solidified this week so I can get that banging for you guys. I think it's gonna be really interesting just to hear his thoughts. From back in the day with Parcells, just his thoughts on Dak and just football in general. Like I said, I had Anthony Wright on my show. I didn't have him on my YouTube, but I had Anthony Wright, former Cowboys quarterback. Earlier this year in April. He gave some real good insight, broke down a lot of things, and he was telling me Daniel Jones was going to be a good quarterback. I was like, but he came through, and you seen what Daniel Jones is pretty decent. So, Great interview from Anthony. I should repost that on Big Game James page. But please make sure you tune in that interview for Quincy Carter. I think it's going to be a real good one. I think you guys will like that. Thurston, you can still smoke blunts. It's okay. Illinois just made it okay, man. You know what I'm saying? That's right around the corner. You can still smoke blunts. I don't know. But you know what? Quincy Carter, he said I looked on his Facebook page. He said he's been clean and sober for over 5 months. And I know he's been going through that. And I want him to be able to tell his story. You get what I'm saying? Like, I have sympathy for that stuff because we ain't all perfect. We all go through things. And I know a lot of these professional athletes have a lot of pressure, and if they get cut from the NFL or something happens to them, a lot of these guys go on deep depression. You got to look at if you've been an athlete all your life and that's all you've done, and I'm not making no excuses for them, but if that's all you've done all your life and then all of a sudden it's taken away from you and you have to go out and get a regular job, that is depressing. You get what I'm saying? Because I remember when I played sports, and I remember when I got to college, and I had a scholarship offer, and it was taken from me. I was depressed. Like, I was seriously depressed. I was thinking, like, damn, what I got to do now? Now I got to go. I wasn't thinking I was going to go pro or anything, but, you know, you're going to college, you're going to play ball, this and that don't happen. You get depressed, and I went through a depressed state of mind because that's all I had did my whole life, play sports. You get what I'm saying? So I can only imagine a professional athlete who's been doing it his whole life, and then all of a sudden it's gone. What do you do? And I know addiction or drug addiction or whatever becomes prevalent in some of these athletes. So I'm giving a big shout out that he is clean and sober. He said he's been clean and sober for 6 months. I know it's been a battle, but I give him salutes, and I hope he continues to keep on pressing and do good. I want Quincy to do good. We should want our athletes, especially who play with the Cowboys, that had some history with the Cowboys, to do good. So, I hope he continues to stay in that state of mind. So, for me, go Quincy, go. Thurston, I like blunt. Ooh, I'm gonna be quiet because I like to plead fifth. You know, people like to tell. Hey, B. Parker, you know what? I would try to get a Dez Bryant. I ain't scared of none of these guys. I mean, I done got Cowboys interviews, me just grinding, me hollering at him, me talking to him. Yeah, you know what? I'm going inbox Dez. He may never talk to me, may never answer me, he may never nothing. But you know what? Some of these Cowboys players that I got interviews for, I didn't think they were gonna holler at me though. You know, when I hit up Greg Ellis, I really didn't think he was gonna hit me back. But I just kept pressing him and bugging him and keep getting in his, talking to him and inboxing him. And then finally he was like, hey, what's good? And you know what? The rest was history. It worked out. So, yeah, I'll get in Dez Bryant inbox, and I definitely am going to hit him up. And who knows? You can only thing you can say is no or ignore me. You never know. So I definitely would try because guess what? I ain't scared of them guys. Yeah, I seen yeah, you feel me? Thurston Howe third. You know what's up. Marcus Callaway, you said, what would you do with the 17 pick big game? Now, I am going to start. I've been looking at a few draft players, haven't been on it hard. This is the week since now the season's over. I'm going to go hard in the paint with these draftable players watching. Obviously, the 17th pick, that's mid. I mean, to me, it's got to either be two positions. It's either got to be the safety or the defensive tackle position because that's what Dallas has been lacking for so long. I mean, they have. I mean, right now, we've seen Xavier Woods, okay? Xavier Woods, we all thought he was going to take the next step and be that Earl Thomas. I wrote the article and said the next Earl Thomas. He was mad and said, guys slipped on me, blah, blah, blah. I got a chip on my shoulder. He was average this year. He don't look like the playmaker. He's okay, but he doesn't look like that playmaker we were all talking about. We got to remember that he was fifth or sixth round pick. Okay, so it wasn't like he was like a top pick in the draft or number first or second rounder. Okay, so and then you got Jeff Heath, who I don't hate on Jeff Heath. Okay, I don't hate on him, but he's not a starter. Okay, there's other people better than him. He's great as a backup. Have him as a backup, he's a banger. I don't want him as a starter. And now, after I've seen Xavier Woods, I think that safety position as a whole needs upgraded. So, it's really going to depend how these players fall. But those two positions are the main two positions I'm going after in the first round. D tackle or safety. It must be addressed if you don't touch it in any kind of free agency. Yeah, they're definitely going to draft a corner. I said the positions that I would say the Cowboys need to draft is defensive tackle, safety. Um, I don't know if they're going to go the free agent route with a tight end. Blake Jarwin is a restricted free agent, so I know they need to bring him back. I like Blake Jarwin. I think he deserves that. Witten, just go away, please. I love you, but just go away. But defensive tackle, safety, we're definitely going to have to be in the market of a cornerback because Anthony Brown, he is a free agent. Um, Jordan Lewis and Cheeto are going to be free agents after next year. Their contracts are up. Byron Jones, we don't even know if he's coming back. He didn't play his last game, so that could have been his last farewell. Okay, so yes, they are definitely going to have to draft a corner. It's going to have to be a heavy defensive draft to me. Defensive tackle, safety, cornerback. I think they still need to look at linebacker. Now I know they brought in Malcolm Smith, which was banging. He played really good in his little time. They got the Anders Armstrong kid, Joe Thomas. His contract is up. You'll see what happens with him. But I don't care. They're saying that LVE is going to make a full recovery. I wouldn't trust that. It's a neck. He's already had 2 neck stingers. I'm sorry. I just don't trust that. I don't trust anything about a neck. Okay, especially after you already had a neck stinger before and you got another one. I'm going to cover my tracks. I'm not going to be jung out to dry because you could say all that and what if it doesn't go good, and then you're stuck. And then what happens if Sean Lee don't come back, which you might want to come back? I am cool on him not coming back, him just being a coach. But I think you need to draft another linebacker as well. You need to address this tight end position, whether in free agency. And you need some offensive linemen too. What's up, KG? What's up with you, dog? What's up, Derek Clegg? How you doing? And just remember, if you'd like to be a proud sponsor tonight, you can donate through the super chat or www.silverandbluenationpatreon.com. If you want to get more information, you can just get in my Big Game James page. That will be coming back up hopefully this week. I took care of some things. I'm waiting for some stuff to come in the mail, so my page will be back up. Hasn't been down or anything like that, but I haven't been able to update it due to Facebook on their weirdo stuff. So that should be back up and running this week, and we'll get that back popping, and we can hit that draft and things of that nature. I'll be hitting the draft on my own hard. I haven't really got to – I've always done draft as far as players, things of that nature, but as far as putting it on the show, really was the first year when we did Coach J Film Day is when I really went hard with the draft as far as posting it in the YouTube. But this season, I'm going full go. I'm going to get some extra equipment, get these draftable players, the boards, and then what we're going to do is just start going through these players. I'll post them. We'll talk about them. We'll go through them. We'll break them down. We'll have a good time. I know there's a lot of other guys out there doing their thing. Vach, Lombardi, he's great with it. I know there's other people that break down draft, but you know what? I'm kind of going to come into my own with this, and we'll go hard. I love scouting players. I actually took some courses like about 5 years ago, just scouting and recruiting, where I had to just basically go. They would send me tapes of players, and then they had to send me the tapes, and then I had to give them the breakdown, strength, weaknesses, burst, give them the ratings from 0 to 9, and basically I had to do that with every time they sent me a CD. I had to go through their tapes, I had to watch all their film, and then basically I had to give them a breakdown. Then I had to send it out for them to give me the grade on the evaluation. So I was on that, and I've always loved recruiting. Did it when I was in high school. I did it when I coached youth football. I just love recruiting, and I just love scouting. So we're really just going to hit that really hard this year, really go through some players who the Cowboys are going to possibly draft this year, and we're just going to have a good time going through film and just kicking it and talking. So make sure you jump in that Silver and Blue Nation and follow me this year because I'm really going to go hard on that draft and really be updating the page like no other. So please stay tuned for that. We'll get it popping. Aaron Lewis, should we go after Jamal Adams? I'm for that. Now, they're talking about the house and this and that. I like to see what's the offer, but Jamal Adams is only. But the only thing is with Jamal Adams is he's going to be coming up for a big contract, so they're going to have to pay some more big money. I love Jamal Adams and what he brings to the table, and I think the Cowboys should still look at that. but then you have to look at that money. One thing I learned about NFL football when I was younger, all I cared about was loving my Cowboys. I didn't care about anything else. When I got older and started seeing the business side of it, the business side dominates more than the stuff on the field. So you have to take care of that stuff on the business side. So it has to make dollars and cents for if they were to get Adams. I would definitely love him to be in the fold. If you had paired him with an Xavier Woods, I think it would make Xavier Woods better. But there's some good safeties out there as well, and you can go the cheaper route and develop. So that's going to be mainly with me with the Adams thing is the dollars and cents, because you got a lot of free agents up right now. You got Dak Prescott, you got Amari Cooper, which we'll talk about that again later on. But you got that going on right now, and you need to address that, and that's going to be a pretty penny that you're probably going to do be shelling out for those guys. So it has to make dollars and cents if you're trying to get a Jamal Adams, to me, in my opinion. Yeah, I like that Dell pick here. But I'm getting ready to head up off here, y'all. Like I said, my throat is hurting. I got that strep though. Like I said, if you ever had bad tonsils, for real, like I had them when I was younger, and they would say you gotta get them taken out. My mom was like, "Nah, we ain't got the money like that to be taking out them tonsils, so you just gonna have to deal with it." So I've been dealing with it, and when I get strep throat, I get it bad. Like I get it real bad. And it's just been I feeling like that it's going to, y'all know when y'all get sick and y'all feel the sickness coming, or you feel the itchiness with that. I'm like, yeah, man, it's starting to flare up again right now. So I appreciate y'all. We'll be going live again tomorrow. Make sure you check out me and Law Nation. We'll be getting it in tomorrow evening like we always do. We're going to talk about some more things, players, free agency, and hopefully we might hear something. I doubt it, just the way they act, because this needs to be swift. But just so y'all know, I like Mike McCarthy. He's my guy. He's the one I want. He's the one I want. He just keeps coming in my head. He is the guy that I want, and hopefully the Cowboys can look at him before he gets scooped up, because I think he's going to get scooped up for real. And I think if the Cowboys want to keep playing around and keeping Jason Garrett and making it all, oh, we just love him and having it like it's all like a violins, like a sorry, man, let him go, dog. Just move on. It's over. It's cool. Let go and try to get these other guys right now, because the longer you wait, you're going to get somebody that you don't want, and it's going to be the same thing again. So we'll see. But make sure you check in tomorrow. Me and Law Nation getting it in. Continue, if you want, listen to our Stargaze podcast with me and Skywalker Still. We didn't get one in this week, but we will start back again. I'm working on Kenny Gant. He gave me his number as well, but he told me he's on vacation. Even y'all know Kenny the Shark Gant won the Super Bowl with the Cowboys, was always doing the Shark before he did the kickoffs. I love some Kenny Gant. But, he told me that he was, with the holidays, and he got all his grandkids. He said he got like 5 or 6 grandkids with him. So he said it's, kind of tough. So I'm going to reach out to him again. One thing I know about these professional athletes, they are very busy people. You know what I'm saying? Even if they ain't playing sports, people always want to talk to them. So I get it and understand it. But one thing you got to do, you got to stay on it. You got to keep pressing them. You got to, because eventually they'll holler at you, and then, you get that interview you want. So I'm going to hit up Kenny again and try to get that solidified sometime soon. But I'm definitely going to make this Quincy Carter thing bang, and I'm going to be keeping on getting in other players' inboxes, whether they're current players or former players. I'm going to keep on trying to bring these banging interviews to y'all so y'all can get the real and perspective from these guys. One of the things that I want to do that I want y'all to check out is, I want to have kind of a lounge type thing where I can get these players actually sit down in a good environment where we chilling and they can just really, really talk. Now, we ain't really just always got to talk about football. We can talk about life, things they're doing outside of football. I want to get behind the scenes and get in their brains and their mind. And that's what I've always wanted to do. Talk to these players and interview them, and pick their brains, and give what they're not saying to other people, I want them to say to me. So just continue to stay supporting. I'm going to keep on getting these interviews. And you know what? I am going to get in Dez Bryant's inbox. You never know. You just never know. And you can't say just because it's Dez Bryant that you can't talk to him. You can't get an interview for him. So I'm going to try my best, and I'm going to keep on grinding. So please continue to stay supporting Silver and Blue Nation. Please continue to show the love that you're doing, and we'll be going at it again tomorrow, me and Law Nation on the page, and make sure you tune in for that and beyond. Draft, free agency, coaching, all that. It's going to be a crazy, crazy summer for the Cowboys again. Crazy offseason again for the Cowboys. It's never a dull day. So since it's never going to be a dull day and it's going to be another crazy season, make sure you tune in to Silver and Blue Nation so you can keep up to date on my end, and we can have a good time and we can talk about all this stuff. So thank you very much for everybody in the feed. I appreciate it. We had a really good people in the feed today, and I really love y'all for that. And I want to always tell you how grateful I am for everyone that continues to listen and support Silver Blue Nation and myself, Big Game James. I just can't never say thank you enough for all the support and the love that you show myself. And we're going to just continue to get better and continue to grind and continue to, give you things that hopefully nobody else is kind of trying to show you. That's what I want to try to do. I want to try to be different than everybody else. I don't want to have the same thing that you see with everybody else. I want to kind of create a different mark and a different genre. So please continue to support so I can keep on trying to bring you something that not being seen before and not being done so we can stay unique over here. No hate from no hate and no shade to anybody else, just so y'all know. But thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everybody being in the feed today. And we will talk to you tomorrow with me and Law Nation. So I'm signing off. Silver and Blue Nation, Big Game James. I love y'all for life. And we'll be talking to you soon. Peace.